Hey everyone, and welcome to a new Starforged adventure. This time we're following the exploits of Isaac, the Warden of the frontier outpost Perseverance Point. He's already deep in hostile territory, racing his hoverbike with his combat bot Rex across the volcanic plains. Why? Well, his outpost Lithium mine has gone silent, and no lithium means no supplies. So the survival of the outpost is on the line. Isaac's vow is clear: reach the mine, find out what's wrong, and secure that lithium no matter the cost. So it's time to see if this Warden has what it takes to pull it off. Okay, so let's get started with the gameplay part of this video. I hope you enjoyed that little introduction that I made there. So the first thing we should do is make our vow, and I'm going to say that it's secure the lithium, okay? That is the main goal here. We have to secure the lithium so we can bring it back to the outpost and they can ship it off-world and get the much needed supplies. I'm going to make this a dangerous vow, and I'm going to quickly go over our character. The first asset is the combat bot, which you already saw on the introduction video. Its name is Rex, and we only have the first ability marked, which is going to be true for every other asset. Then we have the Weapon Master, so this Isaac character, he's very well versed in combat and weapons, okay? And we also have the Hoverbike asset, which is what we're riding to the mining station, which, by the way, is called Tau 4, alright? And what else? I think, okay, the attributes are here. As you can see, our highest attribute is Edge, so we're going to be relying on our weapons the most. And right now he's carrying this rifle, which has a scope, by the way. Maybe that will come in handy, okay? This is the character's health, and this here is the health of Rex, our combat bot, and this right here is the integrity of the hoverbike, okay? I think that covers pretty much all the information that we need to start playing. And the first thing we should do is get all the way here to this mining station. We're starting kind of in the middle of the action, so we're riding our hoverbike, and I think we should do an undertake a journey move. What's the name here? I think it's in under adventures. It's no journey. Sorry, I just exploration. Sorry, I was just making an Iron Storm video, so I got the move's name confused. So it's undertake an expedition. Correct? Okay, we traverse a route through previous space, journey hazardous terrain. Okay, that's what we have here, a journey over hazardous terrain. Alright, then, okay, we give it a rank, then for each segment, envision your approach. Since I want this video to focus on the mine itself, I'm just going to make one undertake an expedition, and that's going to take us from here all the way to the mine, okay? I want the focus of this video to be the actual expedition. Sorry, okay, undertake an expedition, alright. So if you want speed, roll plus edge, which I think it's what we're doing. We want to get here as fast as possible, and let's see if we can use our hoverbike asset, okay? Your unarmed hoverbike provides speedy planet-side ground transport. Okay, and it's equipped to carry 2 people and their gear, in this case our character and his combat bot. And when you undertake an expedition plus edge, take +1 momentum on a hit. On a strong hit with a match, you also search ahead or find a new path. Okay, so we're going to roll plus edge, and if we get a hit, we should get +1 momentum. Okay, so we roll, and we roll with edge, and we get a weak hit. Okay, so we do get the +1 momentum, and we also, as above, but this progress costs you. Okay, you suffer a cost en route, make a suffer move -2 or 2 suffer moves. And face peril, okay, we choose one, either face peril or suffer cost. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go with suffer cost, and it's going to be, I think it makes sense that it would be supply. It could be, okay, let's say we lose 1 supply and we also lose 1 spirit. Okay, so the journey here is very difficult because we're going so fast. So not only do we spend some supply, which could be energy for a hoverbike or something like that, but it also lowers our spirit. Okay, and we get to take +1 momentum because right here it says on a hit. Okay, so it could be a strong or a weak hit. Okay, so okay, let's close this. and let's say that we arrive right here, just nearby the mining station. Okay, we kind of want to explore or see what's happening in there from a safe distance. So let's say that we stop right here where we can see it in the distance, but we're not that exposed. And I'm also gonna mark progress on this quest because we arrive at the mine. Very well, so we are outside or nearby the mine, and I think the next obvious move here is find out what's happening right here. So I think we should make a gather information move to see what we can learn from this distance. Okay, so I'm going to look up the gather information move, and when you search for clues, conduct an investigation. Okay, in this case I think is when you search for clues, and we're going to roll plus wits. Our character has +2, so we may get something good. So we roll plus wits and we get a miss. Okay, on a miss, your investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest, and we must pay the price. Okay, so a dire threat is revealed, our unwelcome truth. I think in this case it's obvious that something has taken over the mine. And in this, when I generated this dungeon for this map, the possible foes are raiders and these robots here. So I think even though it's a miss, I think it's clear that okay, we discover the threat. Perhaps we see some raiders outside the mine's entrance, and since it's a miss, I think perhaps we're spotted as we are approaching. Maybe there's like a lone raider guarding the entrance. Okay, I think that makes sense. And the miss here is going to represent us getting spotted by the raider. Okay, that's what's happened, and we have to deal with that. Okay, so it's going to be a combat. Let's see. I want to make this quick so we get inside the mining station. Okay, so what if we use this battle move? When you fight a battle and it happens in a blur, envision your objective and roll. Okay, if you fight in a range, use your speed and the environment to your advantage. We could roll plus edge. So the raider, I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put it here. Okay, wait. Okay, let's disable the grid snapping and let's make it a bit smaller. So let's say that's here right by the entrance. Okay, let's say that we're here. Okay, so this raider kind of spot us, and now we have to take him out quickly. And I think okay, if we're fighting at range or using your speed, we roll plus edge. So I think it's safe to say that we are still on our hoverbike. So maybe we speed towards this target and we try to shoot at him. Seems risky, but I think we should do that. Okay, so this one it would take enter the fray once per 5 when you gain ground. Okay, so we cannot use this asset, but I'm going to roll plus edge, and let's hope that we manage to take this enemy as fast as possible. Okay, so we roll with edge and with a weak hit. On a weak hit, you achieve your objective, but not without a cost. So we must pay the price. Okay, I did say that we were running towards him with our hoverbike. So I think the pay the price could be, we could use the vehicle's integrity to represent this. Maybe before we get a chance to fire at the raider, he managed to fire at us, and maybe he hits the hoverbike. Okay, and we lose 1 integrity. I think yes, I think 1 integrity is good. Just simply represents the pay the price here. Okay, we'll lose 1 integrity, and we managed to take out the guard in a single shot. Okay, I think that fits well with our character, who's a hardened warrior and a warden. Okay, so let's remove this from the map, and we are here right outside the mining station. And now we're going to transition to the map of the mining station. Okay, so we open the map here, and this is the map that we got for this dungeon. And I'm going to put our character right here at the entrance, and let's begin exploring to see what we find. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these zones here on the map, and the first one, let's say, is this access zone. Alright, so I'm going to drop this anchor right here to indicate that this is this zone, and then I'm going to put a few more just to get to flavor the dungeon, to get a sense of the rooms here. Okay, now we have this operations room, which I think should be down here. Okay, and we can use this we can select one, or let's leave it random to see what we get. Okay, we get another operations room. I don't know, production. Okay, that would make sense. And let's say that this one here is production, and we have this research area. I don't know what that would do in a mine, but who knows. Okay, I'm going to add last one, not access. Let's see, community, sort of a living space, something like that. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. All right, so we have these locations here. I don't really know if we're gonna use them, but there they are. All right, so we just gain access to we just entered the mine, and we should how should we do this? Like, how should we explore it? Should we go room to room, or let's see what this access one here, access area, hub, or intersection? Well, that does make sense. I think the question here would be if we encounter enemies the moment we enter. I'm going to use the yes or no oracle. I think the chance is 50-50. Okay, so the answer is yes, there are enemies here. But I think that instead of using I'm just gonna use the raiders. Okay, or should we go with this robot, which is supposed to be kind of like a work robot? That's how I see it. Like, we have these raiders, or perhaps scavengers, that came here to rob the mine and its equipment, and maybe they are using these robots as the labor to get everything out and ship it and transport it from the mine. Okay, so perhaps we face the worker robot or the raider. Let's see. So is it raiders? Let's say yes, it's a raider, and no, it's the robot, and it's a yes, so it's another raider. Okay, so I'm going to put one raider here, and let's see. I think that the goal here is going to be to defeat perhaps one or two more raiders, a group of raiders. Okay, let's say that we're facing two. Okay, two raiders, and the goal here would be to eliminate the threat, right? Like, take out these two raiders, maybe take out a couple more raiders or scavengers down here, and that will be enough to say that we secure the mine, I think. Okay, so also I think we should mark progress again, because we gain entry to the mine. So let's say that once we get here, we managed to mark progress. Okay, now the big question is, we just got here, and are we spotted or not? Or rather, I think we could just do an enter the fray move, right? That kind of takes care of that whole thing. So let's see the moves, and let's see enter the fray. Okay, we have enter the fray here. When you initiate combat or are forced into a fight, envision your objective and give it a rank. Okay, it's an objective, then roll to see if you are in control. So on the move, plus edge, I think once we open the door, we would come in like with violence, like ready to act whatever we see inside, because we already saw the raider outside, so we know there's enemies here. There are definitely enemies here. Okay, so I think we would roll plus edge, like we come in forcefully and ready to fight. Alright, so that would be a plus edge. And I think we could use one of our assets for combat bot. Okay, so when we strike a class, remember that our combat bot Rex is here with us. And the weapon master, when you enter the fray in personal combat, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to add +1 as we roll the enter the fray. So the roll bonus right here is +1. Okay, and we're going to roll with edge. So roll, and we get a weak hit. Okay. On a strong hit, take both. On a weak hit, choose one. Okay, take +2 momentum, +2 momentum, or you're in control. I think I'm going to take the you're in control option. And the combat, okay, I'm going to click on of this foes, and I'm going to use this combat tracker. Okay, I'm going to leave the rank as troublesome because I don't want these combats to drag too long, because I don't want this video to go an hour or more. Okay, so I'm going to mark in control, and it's time to start the fight. Okay, so let's say combat, and here we have all the combat moves. And since we're in control, it would make sense to just begin with strike. Okay, and here's our combat bot. So let's say that we enter this area right here, and I'm going to add a token here to represent Rex. And the way I'm going to do it is we're going to use the foes. I think we have the type, we have robot. I think we have, okay, we have this battle cast automaton, sentinel automaton, UTC. Okay, the type doesn't really matter. All that really matters here is the graphics. Okay, and this reminds me of the robot from the video, so I'm going to use this one. Remember that all that I really care here is the graphics for this robot right here. Okay, so let's say this one is Rex. Okay, so it's our bot Rex, and this token is going to represent our combat bot. All right, so we just gain entry and we are in control. Okay, so I think I'm going to order Rex to strike. I mean, it would make sense that we send the robot first, right? It does make sense, because he's harder to get hurt, or at least we can repair it if he gets hurt. Okay, so your combat bot companion fights at your side when you strike, aided by the bot at +1, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, we strike and we're going to add +1. Okay, and we're going to roll +edge. I'm assuming that this robot also has ranged weapons, so we're going to use +edge. Okay, so we roll +edge, and we get a weak hit. On a weak hit, mark progress twice. When you expose yourself to danger, so you're in a bad spot. So we get to mark progress twice on the combat tracker, but we are no longer in control. All right, so we must make a move here. And we could use this. We could use the weapon master once per fight when you gain ground by switching weapons or changing tactics. Okay, so let's see the gain ground. Okay, mark progress. When you okay, no, it's when you're in control, which we are not. Okay, no, we cannot do that. I think we are going to clash. Okay, so I'm going to use Rex again to clash. Let's say, so we're not in control anymore, in a bad spot. So maybe what happened, our sorry, one thing I didn't check, weak hit. Okay, so yeah, we don't lose health or anything. Okay, so now it's time to clash. So let's say that Rex moves over here and the raiders kind of spread out, and we managed to hit one of them, but they get Rex pinned down, and we just make our way right here on the corner. So we're both in a position to fire now, and we're going to clash, and we're going to clash with edge. Okay, so we're in a bad spot, and fight back. Okay, roll +iron. Okay, we roll +edge. Okay, so we are going to roll +edge again. Okay, and again we're going to use Rex, so we add +1. Okay, so +1, and we roll +edge. And we get a strong hit. On a strong hit, you mark progress twice, you overwhelm your foe, and you are in control. Okay, so we are in control, and we get to mark progress twice, and that puts us in a good position to end the fight, which I believe is to take a decisive action. When you seize an objective in a fight, envision how you take a decisive action, then roll the challenge dice and compare to your progress. Okay, if you're in control, which we are. Okay, so I'm going to roll for progress, and we get a strong hit. Naturally, since we had 10 progress, it was really hard to get something else. On a strong hit, okay, something I forgot. Okay, I forgot to take the +1 momentum here for the clash moves. Okay, so let's take that. Okay, sorry about that. All right, we come back here on a strong hit, you prevail, and we take +1 momentum. Okay, very good. Okay, we take +1 momentum. If any objective remain, the fight continues, you're in control. Okay, so let's say we defeated these two. So I'm going to remove them from the map. We defeated these two, and everything's clear here in the access point. Okay. All right. So now I think since this mine belongs to our settlement, we know the layout of this base, and we know a lot about this base, okay? So I think what we would do now is get to operations, since here there will be security cameras, or perhaps we could we could say that we reactivate the defense grid or something like that. Basically, getting here and getting control of operations would mean that what we want, basically, okay? That if we get here and use the computer or whatever, we could say that we regain control of the facility, and that would fulfill our objectives, okay? So let's say we advance our secure the lithium, since we defeated this group here. And now I don't want to just get here and say we got here, so perhaps we could make a move. Perhaps we could make a face danger move. Face danger is an adventure move. When you attempt something risky or react to an imminent threat, envision your action. What are we doing here? We're trying to get to operations without getting hurt or without getting in a fight, okay? And I think, okay, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to roll, when you use speed, mobility, or agility, you roll plus edge. And I think we are going to use edge. The idea here is that we're moving very fast. We're trying to get this. We're going to get these people off guard. Like, we managed to kill the one outside without him raising the alarm, and we dispatched these two really fast. Okay, so basically we're moving really fast, trying to avoid getting pinned down, and that's my reasoning for using plus edge again. Okay. And I don't think our assets would help here. Our hoverbike obviously is outside the facility, okay? So we roll plus edge, and we get a weak hit. On a weak hit, you succeed, but not without cost. Make a suffer move, okay? So let's say that we managed to get all the way here, but perhaps the facility was damaged somehow. Maybe some gassers or something. And since we're moving so fast, we weren't that careful, and I'm going to say that I lost 1 health, okay? Perhaps we got hurt in the way somehow, okay? That's the way I'm gonna see it, envision it. Alright, so we are here, and obviously this is going to be another fight, and this time I'm thinking we should make it a dangerous fight, okay? Okay, let's open this operations window here. Area, okay, comm center, okay, that's good. And let's say this time let's put 2 raiders and 1 combat bot, okay? And I'm going to, let's use this raider as the tracker, and let's say that this is a dangerous combat, so it's going to be a bit longer, okay? But I want this to be the climax of the video. So this is going to be 1 fight, and it's going to, depending on what happens, it's going to determine if we win or lose. And finally, I'm going to advance this once more, so we go to operations, and this is the final showdown right here. Alright, so again I'm going to be using the enter the fray move, and let's open here, let's see here the combat moves. Okay, let's close this. Okay, enter the fray, and let's try to use all our assets here. So because this combat dangerous, since they take longer, it's very certain that we're going to be losing health and that kind of stuff, okay? So the weapon master, you're okay when you enter the frame personal combat. Okay, so let's add the +1, and again we're moving very aggressively, so I'm going to roll plus edge. Okay, we enter fast and we enter basically shooting at everything we see moving. Okay. Oh, and the what I think is going to be different about this combat is that this robot is going to try to get in melee range of either Rex or us, and it's going to force us to use iron instead of edge. I think that could be interesting. Okay, so okay, so enter the fray, and we're going to be rolling plus edge. Okay, with the +1. So we go to, here's our edge, we roll, and we get a weak hit. Okay, on a strong hit take both, on a weak hit choose 1. Okay, so I'm going to choose that we are in control. Okay, so maybe we enter, we cast them off guard, and we manage to suppress them with our weapons. So we start the combat in control. Alright, and now again I'm going to send Rex to move ahead, so he's kind of covering for us. And what that means is that I'm going to be using the combat bot asset to make a strike move. Okay, so we're going to add +1 and we're going to make a strike move. Okay, so we're going to roll plus edge and we get a strong hit. Okay, mark progress twice, very good, and you manage your foe and stay in control. Okay, that's good. I think here we should make another strike move. That would be the obvious outcome. Also, this one here says take +1 momentum. Okay, so we do take the +1 momentum, and now I'm not going to use the combat asset again. I think now it would be us that would be acting. That's how I see it. I mean, the asset doesn't say that it's only once, but that's how I see it. I don't want to abuse it, so to say. So okay, so we managed to sleep here in a better fighting position. So we are going to strike again. And where's the moves? Okay, so okay, we're going to strike. Okay, so we are going to roll plus edge again, and we get a weak hit. Okay, we could no, it's a 7 and we have a 6. No, we can't for momentum here. So we get a weak hit, mark progress twice, but you expose yourself to danger and you are in a bad spot. Okay, so here it says you expose yourself to danger. I think what that could mean is that this combat robot moves towards us, okay, and it's in melee range of Isaac. Okay, also I'm going to say, since we have made all this progress, that we take out this raider right here. Okay, so I'm just going to remove it, and now we have to, okay, and we're no longer in control. Now I think that we have to deal with this robot right here. Okay, so we have the weapon master asset, and okay, again, gain grounds when you have control, so that doesn't work here. Okay, so I think either we get Rex to help us, or we face this enemy ourselves. I think I'm just gonna say that we are going to fight in melee range, and let's say, I mean, obviously this character would be having, we would have more weapons equipped. Okay, so let's say let's give him something. I think there's a sword here. I don't remember. I mean, if we activate the fantasy module here, we should see some swords. I don't know. I just want to do something cool here. Let's say that we have a weapon here. Let's say that we have let's go fantasy. What kind of weapon would this character have? Other a melee weapon? I think something like this. It kind of look like a machete, right? I think this is something that you could theoretically use in a sci-fi setting as well. I don't think you will be carrying axes and stuff, but this looks like something you could be carrying. And let's say, I don't know how useful that would be against a robot. I suppose that's what the roles here will say. Okay, so we are facing this robot here, and let's say that we are going to clash, and we're going to be using iron this time. Okay, we are going to clash, and we're going to be clashing with iron because we are in melee range. Okay, I want to do that. I want to see what happens. Okay, so we are in a bad spot and fight back against a foe close quarter. Roll plus iron. So we roll plus iron, and we're a weak hit. Okay, on a weak hit, mark progress. So we do mark progress, but you are dealt a counter blow or setback. You stay in a bad spot and must pay the price. Okay, so we managed to fill the tracker, but we cannot roll for progress because we must be in control, if I remember correctly. We will check that, but I think that's what it says. Okay, so and we must pay the price, and here's easy. We get hurt by the robot. We get hurt by this robot here, but maybe since I feel the progress bar, I think we could say that I managed to take him out, but I did take some damage. Okay, so we remove this robot here, and this raider right here is all that remains. Maybe he's kind of in a fortified position, so it's not easy to take him out, right? That's why we are still not in control, even though the progress track is full. So now we have to find a way to what? I mean, if you okay, let's see. Take decisive action if you're in control, which you are not. Check the results as normal. If you're in a bad spot, count a strong hit without a match as a weak hit. Okay, so we can roll. We can, okay, so we can roll even if we're not in control. So yes, I think we can do that. Okay, so we would roll, and everything if we get a strong hit without a match, is a weak hit. Okay. What other way can we gain? How can we get how can we be in control? React under fire. When you're in a bad spot, I take an action. Okay, this one. Envision your approach and roll. Roll plus edge. Okay, I think I'm going to. What we'll do is we're going to order Rex to flank this enemy right here. So maybe we are going to order him to get into this position while we fire like laser suppressive fire to give him an opening. And I think the robot, it's a robot, right? He's not gonna roll with plus heart, so I think we're going to be rolling plus edge, or rather, it's not that the robot rolling, it's always our characters. So since we're firing, we are using the plus edge to keep this raider distracted, so Rex can get in position. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so we roll plus edge and we get a miss. On a miss, the situation worsens, and you stay in a bad spot and you must pay the price. And here, since it's the robot that's exposed, he's the one who's going to pay the price. Okay, pay the price. When you suffer the outcome of an action, choose one. The most obvious negative action is that the robot gets hit. Okay, and I'm going to, sorry, it's the combat bot. Okay, and let's say that he loses 2 health. Okay, that makes sense to me, and he didn't manage to get into position. So right now we have 2 choices. We could make the take decisive action, and we might get a weak hit, and we will have to roll on this table, which is not ideal. So I'm going to try secure advantage one more time. Okay, react under fire one more time, because that those progress rolls, they can mess you really good if you even on a weak hit. So I'm going to roll one more. Okay, so I'm going to do the same. I'm going to distract him, and maybe Rex now will manage to get into position without getting shot at. Okay, so roll and roll with edge, and this time we get a strong hit. Okay, on a strong hit you succeed and are in control. Okay, we are in control and we get +2 momentum, which I don't think we're going to get to use in this adventure. Now that we're in control, we go to the take decisive action move, and we roll on the progress track, and we get a strong hit. Okay, on a strong hit you prevail, take +1 momentum, and if any objective remains, the fight continues, you're in control. So we're in control now. Sorry, we remove this raider here, and we gain control of the operations room. Okay, and now I think to make things interesting, we haven't explored everything, so I don't think we should fill this bar here, this progress bar. I think we should make the progress move without these two boxes here. That would make that more interesting, I think. So did we manage to secure the lithium? And the question here is, if by getting control of the operations room, is that enough to secure the lithium? So let's see, we roll for progress and we get a weak hit. Okay, let's see what the moves here tells us. That's what I love about Iron Sword. You never know what's going to happen. And I don't remember the name of the move here. I think is it adventures? I think face dangers. Okay, I found it. So it would be fulfill your vow. We're trying to fulfill our vow here. The reason I didn't want to fill these boxes is because it did feel kind of rushed, like skipping everything to get here. It didn't feel like we. I mean, we could have done more, right, to secure this facility. So okay, so that's where I roll with only 2 boxes, and we got a weak hit. So fulfill your vow. When you reach the end of your quest, roll the chance die and compare to your progress. On a weak hit, your vow is fulfilled, mark reward on your okay, so you mark your progresses on the legacy track. As above, there is more to be done, or you realize the truth of your quest. If you swear an iron vow to set things right, take your fulfilled legacy reward, otherwise make the reward 1 rank lower. Okay, so what happens here? Let's see. There is more to be done, or you realize the truth of your quest. I love resolving this using the oracles. Okay, so I'm going to go to the core oracles, and we have this action, theme, description, focus. So let's see with theme, hope. Hey, sorry, I'm adding this while I'm editing the video because for some reason my microphone died for a few seconds here. So what I did is I used the hope I got from the theme to say that the lithium was taken away, but there's still hope to recover it, Perhaps we saw a video recording for the security system where the raiders talk about taking the lithium to one of their bases or something like that. So yeah, that's what happened in this part, but I have to add this in during the edit. Okay, thank you. Saying that they're going to take the lithium back to their base or something like that. So we get a hint of where the lithium could be. Maybe in the conversation they reveal something. Okay. Okay, so it's going to be hope. I'm going to roll on this to see if maybe we get some hints here. Okay, forgotten monument. Okay, they took the lithium to some kind of forgotten monument. Maybe that's what we overheard here. Forgotten monument could be what, like an abandoned settlement, an abandoned facility, something like that. And action serve. Okay, I don't. This one doesn't tell me anything, but this one does. Okay, so there's still hope to recover the lithium, and the raiders took it to some forgotten place on the same planet that we are right now. Okay, so sorry. Oops. So on a weak hit, as above, there is more to be done. Okay, if you use an iron bow to set things right, which of course we're going to do, because we have to secure the lithium no matter what, then what? Then take your full legacy reward. Okay, so this was a dangerous vow, and we get 2 ticks on the quest legacy track. Okay, if we go to legacy, okay, so we take what, 2 ticks. Okay, we get 2 ticks here, because it was dangerous. Okay, but we must swear another iron bow to secure the lithium. Okay, so this one is done. Let's mark complete, and now we have to swear another vow that we're going to recover the lithium. We should, I mean, it's the same name, right? Recover the lithium, but I think what should we name it? I think I got it. Okay, it's going to be end the threat. Because it's not enough to just recover the lithium. They could just come on us again and steal our stuff again. So basically we're going to make sure these raiders never bother us again. And let's say it's a dangerous vow, and it's swear an iron vow. Okay, when you swear upon iron to complete quest, write your vow and give it a rank, then roll plus heart. Okay, if you share a bond, if you swear this vow to a connection, add +1. If you share a bond, add +2. We are the wardens of perseverance points, so I think that would count as a bond. Okay, so I'm going to add +2 to the roll here, and we're going to roll plus heart, and we get a strong hit. On a strong hit, you're emboldened, and it's clear what you must do next. So we take +2 momentum, which takes our momentum tracker to the max, and we are ready for our next adventure, which ending the threat of the raiders and recovering the lithium. And that's where we're going to end this video. I don't think we're going to be doing a second video of this, because I really enjoy making one-shot videos, but this one is perfect because if you were playing yourself or something like that, this will set you up perfectly for your next adventure, and kind of keep the story of this warden moving along. But who knows, if you guys want to see a second part of this video, please let me know in the comments, and maybe we can do that too. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. And also do remember that the program I'm using here is called the Augur, and I made it myself. So if you want to check that out, go to augurbtt.com, where you can find more about it, and thank you.